Hello Motor Rider World fans, and welcome to the special test review that we've got for you. It's the two top-spec Aprilia superbike models from the last couple of years. For the first time this year, we sample the new 2021 version of the RSV4 1100 factory, and we highlight what makes the previous model, 2020 model, so good and such a great value for money motorcycle. We highlight the differences between both bikes, what's changed, what's different, and instead of giving you a 20-minute long video to do all of this, we split it up into two parts. So in this part one, we take a look at the new 2021 version first, and then in part two, we take a look at the beautiful 2020 version. So sit back and enjoy our first ride review on the new 2021 Aprilia. So the first thing that stands out about the new 2021 model is the updated styling, which I am absolutely in love with. In my mind, one of the best looking superbikes on the market today of the modern era. I don't know what you think. Leave your comments there, but certainly in my top three best looking superbikes, not only of today, but ever. Love those new integrated winglets. So they're not the bolt-ons as the previous model anymore. They're built into the double wall fairing, and Aprilia say that offers more stability at high speeds and helps with keeping the engine a bit cooler as well. One of the biggest updates has to be that underslung swing arm, as you can see there at the back. So it's gone MotoGP style. They've kind of just turned it around from the previous 2020 version, just to help with more mid-corner stability and drive coming out of the corner. So out on track, I could really feel that the bike did have that more stability at the rear. Only once I played with the setup of the electronic suspension settings, and that I'll get into just now. That proved to be quite a headache, to be honest. Speaking about the electronics, it is massively updated. They have been refined. They're not as intrusive as before. Previous RSV4s, the electronics were very, very intrusive, especially on the 2020 model. It really did hold the bike back a bit. The new bike, not so much. It's got 6 riding modes now with customizable track 1 and track 2 and a user mode. So real nice addition there for them. It's got a narrower fuel tank, so ergonomics have changed ever so slightly. It's got a new seat with more room, which I find a little bit distracting out on track because there was so much room to move on the bike. Find myself standing on those pegs just trying to keep myself forward at the front of the bike a lot more of the time. The narrower tank certainly felt a lot better, but I was sliding around the seat quite a bit. So yeah, a lot more room, but a tank extender in race trim for the track would be very nice. Another big change is, like I said, obviously that underslung swing arm that's gone MotoGP style. The engine is still class leading at 217 horsepower and 125 newton meters of torque. They've bumped up the CC from 1077 to 1099. That's obviously because it's Euro 5 now, so to keep those horsepower figures, they really had to go that route. So yeah, those are the major changes from the previous 2020 model, which we'll highlight in part 2, onto this new 2021 model. And out on track straight away, it felt great. The riding position was spot on. Loved the comfort. Like I said, the new seat with all that room, I did find myself sliding around it, but really had to use the pegs to keep myself in the correct riding position that I wanted. The handling was absolutely superb. It really was proper precision and accuracy, as you would expect from an Aprilia RSV4 model. The suspension setting is what got me a little bit, so there's so much to adjust. As you can see, the rear tire took an absolute battering because when I first picked up the bike was set up very, very soft. On the previous model with the electronic suspension, when you went minus in the suspension settings, it would go harder. And plus would mean softer, which was just completely backwards in my mind. But for the new bike, it's the opposite. So minus is softer, plus is harder. So when I picked the bike up from Aprilia South Africa, they had it set up in minus mode. As you can see, it's very easy to understand and operate. There really is a lot of tech here. So all you want to be MotoGP crew chiefs and technicians will absolutely love this new Aprilia and all the electronics available. So there is the electronic suspension. As you can see, active track. You can change it to however you want. You can really there's so much adjustment to this motorbike. And that maybe was a little bit of a flaw because, the one day that I had with the bike just wasn't enough to understand and go through all of this. So like I said, I had it pretty much at -3, everything. The bike was so soft. Charred the tire. It really, really was very soft. So that did hamper my day a bit. You can go in and do your own manual setup. As you can see on the right-hand side, that is the settings that come standard. And what I did there is I went in and I manually just adjusted. I just hardened everything up by a couple of clicks, and that really did sort out a lot of the problems. But again, by then the tire was already destroyed at the back. I did find that preset in the preset race mode that Aprilia give you was really, really good. The bike felt comfortable there. Very easy to operate with the switch on the right handlebar. As you can see, you can flick between track 1, track 2, race mode, and all the preset modes as well. You've also got a user mode that you can customize, and when you turn the bike on, you just bang it into that. So really enjoyable ride. As you can see, there's just so much to play around with. It really is. If you're a tech fundi, you're going to love this machine. But I really just didn't have enough time on the day to go through it all. The motor is phenomenal. Bottom end grunt is maybe not as punchy as some of its rivals, but once it gets going, that speed just climbs. It really is a fast motorcycle, and it was a pleasure to ride around the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit. Everything worked. The braking was sublime. Once I had understood the settings of the bike and the suspension settings and that a little bit more, and once I had put it into that preset race mode, it really came alive, and I could enjoy the bike. Even with a destroyed rear tire, it was easy to handle. Aprilia RSV4 models are a very scripted ride. You know you're going to get precise, accurate handling. You know you're going to get phenomenal braking. You know you're going to get good electronics. But now with a new one, you're not getting those fully, very intrusive electronics. You get electronics that play around with you, that let the bike go and play more, explore more, and just faster lap times overall. Like I said, the underslung swing arm really did give the bike a bit more stability and grip at full lean angle and driving out of the turns. So all the changes that Aprilia made to their new 2021 model are double thumbs up in my book, especially in the looks department. As I said, every time I looked at this motorbike, especially when I was parked next to the old one, I just fell more and more in love with it. It really has just taken the Aprilia styling to the next level. The old styling was good and it's iconic. It's that iconic Aprilia RSV4 look, but this new Aprilia family look that they've got with those beautiful LED headlights and these integrated wings and that spot on. So loved my time on the new Aprilia RSV4 1100 at 495,000 Rand. It is a lot of money, and it's 55,000 Rand more expensive than a Ducati V4 1100. But you get a lot of motorbike. You really do. You get an exclusive bike in some ways because it really has got that exclusive look and feel to it. And phenomenal motorbike. Really can't put any thumbs down on this machine. Loved my time, and well done, Aprilia.